Davis of Wales, the umpire, calls this men's doubles final.
Also Malaysia. Yap can Hock to serve to Lee Wan Wah. Love all. Play.
So Cheah Sun Kit and Yap Kim Hock, the far end of the court as we look down, up against Choong Fook and Lee Wan Wah, all Malaysia men's doubles final. And just for identification purposes, the pair nearest to us, the left-hander is Choong Fook, and at the far side, the little man, the left-hander, is Yap Kim Hock. This final, the number 2 and 3 seeds of the tournament.
1-all.
Of course, it was this pair of Choong and Lee that beat the number 1 seeds, Chris Hunt and Simon Archer of England, in the semi-final, 15-13, 15-11, that one. Nice play, Cheah Sun Kit, the oldest player on court, 30 years of age. The right-hander there with the darker shorts on. And of course, he is holder of the Commonwealth Games men's doubles title. In fact, this is his 3rd Commonwealth Games men's doubles final in a row. Was the silver medalist in Auckland back in 1990, and then won the gold medal 4 years ago in Victoria, playing with Su Bian Kang. So obviously Cheah Sun Kit and Yap Kim Hock have the far better record and must start as favourites for this match. They didn't look so impressive in the semi-finals.
No, indeed, they seem to struggle a little bit.
3 games, of course, against Nathan and Julian Robertson of England. And to me, it was as if they were all out of sorts with each other. They didn't seem to flow as a pair.
No, indeed, they left quite a few gaps, which Nathan and
Julian Robertson
actually capitalised on quite often.
Oh, that's lovely. Yap Kim Hock, there is Julian Robertson and Nathan Robertson watching this men's doubles along with Chris Hunt. Of course, 2 English pairs beaten in the semi-finals. Forward to the net.
4-2,
and Mike, this top Malaysian pair of Cheah and Yap, so often beaten finalists. I know they'll hate me to remind everyone of that. Of course, silver medalists in the Atlanta Olympic Games, silver medalists in the World Championships. Surely it's their time to win these big finals.
Oh, I'm sure they're really up for this medal prospect here. And Yap, of course, after having a shoulder injury, has just come back to the game after 6 months off, and really is looking hungry now. And I hear from the Malaysian camp that his shoulder is not giving him any problems at all, so he's in no pain whatsoever anymore. course, Yap is the great tactician of this game. I'm sure he'd be leading Cheah.
Yes, Cheah is more of the steady influence, and it's Yap that's so creative.
He's got such flair, particularly around the net and in counter-attacking. Seems to create a gap from absolutely nothing.
As he did in that rally.
Yes, absolutely. Cross-courted his opponents, drew them both to the same side, cross-courted, got the lift, and from there just dominated the rally.
3-4.
4-all, second serve.
The return of serve into the net. Well, that's an amazing smash.
Service over, 4-all.
Cheah just showing the power that he has there in the overheads.
The return of
4-all,
serve from
second
Lee Wan
server.
Hwa. Hitting the top of the tape, just going over. Now we're really faced with a similar situation to the men's singles final. The fact that both these pairs will know each other's games so well. These men practice together every day.
Yes, indeed, they're gonna know each other's game very, very well, and it's really going to be about who's going to take this by the scruff of the neck.
I thought yesterday Cheah Kit and Yap Kim Hock really looked very nervous in their semi-final. I guess they feel this is their big opportunity. They've, as I've mentioned, so often been the close runners-up in major tournament finals.
Yes, indeed. But of course they were playing a very informed English pair who pushed them all the way, it must be said, although it was 2 sets. It was quite close in both sets. And there's huge, huge pressure from this crowd here, particularly when the Malaysians are playing other countries. And particularly England, actually. They get behind their players so much and lift them. And there's a great expectation for them to win then.
4-6.
Well, there is no doubt when Fook and Lee Wan Hwa get on the attack, they look very impressive. I do think sometimes, though, that their defensive play is a little bit suspect, but like that last rally, if they can maintain the attack, they have a very good chance.
Yes, indeed. They're both very, very powerful hitters, and they're much, much happier coming forward to the net to take off the top and smash it from the rear court.
6-all.
It's the fast interchanges in the mid-court, but they're not quite as good doing that. But of course very effective in that area, and if you lift anything short of them, it's
7-6.
absolutely going to be hammered into the floorboards. You see a very short lift, only just over half court, giving Yap no chance at all to defend against it. Again there, the short lift really punished.
8-6.
You see him bending his body around that. Big, powerful man.
And I have to say, in yesterday's semi-final, it was Cheah Kit that really wasn't the player in form. If it hadn't have been for Yap Kim Hock really taking command of that third and final game, when the Malaysians found themselves 7-8 down, I'm not sure we would have an all-Malaysian final.
9-6.
And it's quite extraordinary to me, because I've always thought of Cheah Kit as one of the most calm, collected players, but his form yesterday was sadly lacking.
Yes, he didn't seem fired up for the game yesterday, whereas Yap is fired up for any game. He's a real little ball of fire, as you can see there. Look at the smashes. Oh.
Yes, he's such a dynamic player.
10-6.
Bustles about the court.
Yes, indeed. Interesting that he missed the easiest shot of that rally.
Well, the other thing to me that's very noticeable is the fact that for so long, so many of the top Malaysian pairs in men's doubles have always been a left and right-hander playing together. Is this a big advantage?
It can be, but it can also be a disadvantage, of course, because then you have two backhands down the centre of the court, and any attacks down the centre of the court, you've really got to work out who's going to actually take them. The same as lift down the centre of the court, who is going to take them. They're both up on the forehand side to hit the shot. We remarked it earlier, Jill, how many left-handers the Malaysians actually have, which is quite unusual in international badminton to see this many left-handers in a team.
Brilliant. And I think the number 2 seeds, Cheah and Yap Kim Hock, have got to work on this formation, trying to get Yap forward to the net, because he's just lethal in that area.
He's so sharp and quick. He actually took that shuttle about a foot behind him there, and still managed to get a downward trajectory on it.
(6-10), second server.
Oh, what a return of serve.
Service over, 10-6.
Holding the shot till the very last moment, creating the deception.
Second server.
Making the mistake on the net shot, Lee Wan Wah. But I have to say, I'm not sure it was the ideal shot to choose, not when Yap Kim Hock's standing there.
Second server.
Lee is smashing really hard into the body of Yap. He's not able to get himself out of the way to play the shot.
The big power smash at last from Cheah.
You can see the clash of rackets here. Smash down the centre of the court. Neither of them sure who's actually going to take it. Both swinging for the shot and ending up hitting the net.
6-11. It's almost as if Cheah and Yap are content to defend at the moment. It's not their style. I don't know why they're trying to do that.
No, indeed, and they're not counter-attacking much, which is quite strange. They're quite prepared to lift back up off the smash.
Yap Kim Hock making
Service over, 11-6.
error on defence, and he's been out with this shoulder injury. The Malaysian camp has told us that he's back to full fitness, but there's a big difference between being match fit and physically fit.
Yes, indeed, it's the sharpness that comes with match play, hones in those skills. And of course, playing shots in practice is much different to play them under pressure in a match situation.
Oh, that's super. Great vision to see the gap across court.
Yeah, just keeping his eye on the peripheral vision of his opponent, watched him move and just played into the gap.
(6-11), second server.
And I don't think I've ever seen Cheah and Kit making so many errors within a game.
No, indeed. Lee and Choong are really controlling the pace of these rallies. They're varying it, they're varying the pace and the angles,
11-6.
not giving Yap and Cheah any chance to settle into any sort of rhythm.
Call, please. Thank you. 12-6.
Well, the line judge very, very slow to react.
12-6, second server.
Return of serve is out.
13-6, second server.
And Choong and Lee now just 2 points from this opening game. But my word, what a smash.
Service over, 6-13.
He didn't even take a step first, just jumped.
That is awesome strength. Shuttle a foot behind him, off balance, going backwards and still getting that power on the shot.
6-13, second server.
And Choong there showing he has some power in his own shots as well. We see the complete commitment when they smash the shuttle.
Service over,
Lee Wan-hwa
13-6.
also demonstrating the power of the smash. That time the serve was
13-6,
short.
second server. Game point 6, second server.
Lee Wan-hwa and Choong Fook now on game point.
Service over, 6-14.
Unfortunate net code there.
Oh, it's landed in. A flatter smash.
6-14.
Clever play, just changing the angle. It's going wide.
7-14, second server.
And if Cheah and Yap do get on the attack, they prove time and again that Choong and Lee have a weakness in defence, but they don't seem to be able to get on the attack enough. And Choong Fook there finding an angle.
14-7.
Quite unbelievable. They have the serve back and a second opportunity to close out this opening game. And this time they take it.
Are you taking 90-second interval? Lee, are you taking 8 seconds?
The number 3 seeds, Choong Fook and Lee Wan-hwa, taking the opening game 15-7.
And Lee Wan-hwa, 15-7.
And Choong Fook really looks so fired up to me. The left-hander at the far side of the court. The big smash and immediately following in.
Yes, indeed. Showed great presence of mind there.
Of course, world-class men's doubles. Long gone are the days where you had a player staying at the back and a player staying at the front. These players will interchange the whole time within the rally.
Yes, indeed. Some of these smashes are actually so energy sapping that by the time you've done 2 or 3 of them, you really need to have a rest from smashing. So that interchange on the third smash or fourth smash, the one who smashed on the rear court will move forward, and the one that's at the front of the court will move round behind him to take over the smashing duties.
That's wide. And it really seems to me, Mike, as if Cheah Soon-kit and Yap Kim Hock are sadly lacking in confidence.
Yes, they don't seem sharp at all. They're very latesy in the shuttle. And in these fast exchanges and the speed of these smashes, you've really got to be so keyed up to take these shots.
The other thing that concerns me a little bit about these two, you can see there, no communication at all.
3-1, second server.
Not talking to each other.
Now you mention that, actually, it is quite prevalent that they're not actually speaking to each other at all, which is most unusual in doubles.
Well,
and particularly when you're losing.
Absolutely, it's imperative that you encourage your partner and keep the communication going. And of course, there was a lot of publicity early on in the Commonwealth Games about the difference of opinion between Choong and Lee. Obviously, had their differences, but they quite clearly stated that that didn't matter. They were still prepared and would work well together in trying to win this gold medal.
Second server.
And that, again, a sign of lack of communication between Cheah and Yap.
Yes, indeed, huge gap down the centre of the court there. An easy smash.
Oh, that's brilliant. The smash from Cheah Soon-kit directed too far across court. And Choong Fook was ready and waiting to drive the shuttle back.
Choong actually just stepping into that shot, actually stepping into the smash, the audacity of the man.
Second server.
So much of doubles about changing defensive play into attacking play. And one of the best ways of doing that is by driving the shuttle back off the defence, or indeed blocking it to the net.
Yes, you don't see quite so much block into the net in modern doubles these days because the players are so fit and fast that they can come in and take off the top of the tape. So a lot of the returns actually go back to the mid-court and to the three-quarter court, looking for your opponents to play to the net so that you can come in and try and take off the top of the tape.
Well,
Cheah Soon-kit and Yap Kim Hock just cannot find a way to get on the attack. Well, it has to be said, I think they were a little bit fortunate there. Again, the rally started off there with a flick serve.
Halt.
But even though he hit a short serve there, Yap Kim Hock not looking for the third shot. It was almost as if he served racket down by his ankles instead of racket up ready, looking for the third shot.
Yes, indeed. One of the most important things in men's doubles is you must expect every single shot to come to you and nothing to go to your partner. So you're always ready for the shot. Yap did not look ready for any sort of return then.
And the body language between these two pairs, the difference is incredible.
The contrast is quite stark, isn't it? There's not even eye contact between Yap and Cheah at the moment.
Well, I heard rumours early on that perhaps this was Yap Kim Hock's final appearance in any international event, that he was considering retirement. But of course, then we read later on in the newspapers that because his shoulder is better, he's going to continue on. Lovely rally. All out attack.
Really men's doubles at its absolute best here.
7-2.
No thought of lifting the shuttle there at all and sharing the attack between the two of them and bounding around the court.
Service fault called.
Service fault called.
7-2, second server.
Moving his feet. Head bowed low, Cheah Kit. It's almost as if Cheah and Yap are resigned to the fact that they're going to lose this. They don't seem to have belief.
Indeed, I mean, you can see them carrying their rackets very low, and indeed carrying their heads very low at the moment.
9-2.
In contrast, we have Choong and Lee, who are carrying the rackets very high, attacking stance, right legs forward, really looking for each and every individual shot.
Misjudgment from Lee Wanhua.
3-9.
Shuttle landing in. But look at that, he apologises to his partner there for his misjudgment, and that's great communication.
Yes, you've got to have this camaraderie on the court. We both encourage each other, both getting each other up. Tremendous pressure from the returner serve there from Choong, taking the shot really early on the tape.
That's gone wide.
10-3.
Hands on hips. Cheah Kit.
But even after a total misunderstanding there, Choong and Lee was still at the presence of mind to come in and take that off the top of the tape again.
10-3, second server. Yes, what?
Well, at the start of the competition, who would have thought this? Morten Frost, the coach to the Malaysian team now, former All England champion, of course, Danish international player. Deep in discussion with his coaches, but he's got to be very happy. I mean, 2 pairs in the final, guaranteed the gold medal.
He's certainly in a no-lose situation here, isn't he?
Nicely done.
It's the first time in this second game that we've seen Yap really get the bit between his teeth in attack there.
Yes, he really hasn't come alive in this final. We're so used to seeing him being so dynamic on court, and he hasn't really shown that today.
He's shown very, very little aggression at all. You normally see him shaking his racket at his opponents, really rocking backwards and forwards. Now that's a classic example of what he would normally do.
Yes, always looking for the opportunity to go in.
Absolutely, always looking to pounce on the shuttle. Anything that's short up to the net there, looking to jump in it and kill it downwards.
But too loose with the net shot.
Service over, 10-4.
But Lee in there so quick. Look, racket up, short, sharp action, just the fingers pulling the racket head in.
Well, this is probably the best I've ever seen Choong and Lee playing. They're so sharp onto every shuttle. And it all looks one-way traffic at the moment. 12-4. Well, it's bewildering why Cheah Kit and Yap Kim Hock haven't been doing this earlier.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Cheah and Yap, they were completely in control of that rally. And as you said earlier on, Choong and Lee have a little bit of a suspect defence, but it hasn't been challenged hardly at all in this game.
Second server.
13-4.
Service over. 4-13.
Well, it's a huge mountain to climb now for Cheah and Yap.
Second server.
What confidence from Choong there to play a net shot when Yap is standing right in front of him at the net.
Fault.
Wonderful return of serve.
Service
Pouncing
over.
on that short service.
13-4. Yes.
They're so alive to the shuttle at the moment, Choong and Lee. And their core coverage here is absolutely phenomenal. They're keeping that distance between them, good men's doubles, keeping that distance between them all times, getting the maximum core coverage.
Yes,
really is flawless doubles.
It's wonderful when one is pulled out wide to the side of the court, the other one moves round to cover,
Play.
really leaving no spaces on the court at all.
Fault.
A huge power smash from Choong Fook. And now it's match point.
14, match point for.
Not happy with the shuttle. Just taking his time. Gold medal point. Fantastic performance from Choong Fook and Lee Wanhua. They came into the tournament as the number 3 seeds. They beat the number 1 seeds in the semi-final, Chris Hunt and Simon Archer of England, but they saved their best for the final. Incredible victory over the favourites Cheah Kit and Yap Kim Hock. 15-7, 15-4.